All right, time to take a look at the RILAND Mig Welder. Okay, cool. It actually came with a spool of wire, and this is 0.8 millimeters, which is equivalent to 0.030. This is 0.5 kilograms, so this is about 1 pound. We also have a chipping hammer, and we got our instructions. The chipping hammer, it's got our little hammer end here, and we got a little wire brush on the end, and we've got our Fluxcore nozzle, which is nice. So most gas nozzles are going to be much wider, but you don't really need that with this because this is a Fluxcore welder. Then we got a strap, so if you want to carry this thing around, you can do that. Oh, nice. It's actually fairly light. Okay, cool. So here is our torch, and we can see we already got a nozzle on here, and this is a ceramic nozzle. Got a fairly heavy trigger on here, so we don't have to worry about this thing going off. We got a little hanger. We also got our grounding clamp. Pretty basic clamp, but it will work. Neato. So this is the welder, and we do have active cooling in the back, so that's good. Got a nice thick power cable, and this is probably the most interesting thing about it. So we actually have a single knob to control the wire speed and the amperage. For most MIG welders, you have to control those separately, and if you get it mixed up, you'll have a lot of skipping around, so the wire will be hitting and then blowing off, and then hitting again, then blowing off. Or if you have the amperage set too low, then it's just going to be pushing wire in, but it's not going to be making a solid weld. So this is supposed to do everything for you, which is actually kind of cool. So it looks like we've got 45 amps up to 100 amps, and then it's just set the wire speed accordingly. So 70 is about 2.0, 80 is about 2.5, 40 is about 1.5, and then 100 is about 3.0. So one knob to do it all. Kind of neat. So if you want to just have a super easy welder where you don't have to worry about setting everything correctly, this is going to be a nice welder for that. We got our spool holder here, and it's just a nice simple pin to lock that guy in. Then we got our wire feeding lock, so we just pull that down, pop that up, and then right here is where we can adjust what size wire we can use. So on this wheel, we got a 0.8 and a 0.9, so that is equivalent to a 0.030 or a 0.035. And you can also see the difference in the size of that gap. So whichever side we're going to be using, that is going to be facing toward the outside. So this is a 0.8, I'm going to be using a 0.030. This is the side I want facing out. There, so you can actually read 0.8 right there. And then we just clip this guy back in. So first thing we'll do is we'll pull this pin, and we want this to be feeding counterclockwise so we can see the wires going that way, so we will drop it in just like that. Then we can drop the pin back in. And this part can be a little bit tricky because we need to get the wire in there. We want to make sure it doesn't unspring, because if this thing does like just spring out, then we can start out with feeding issues, and that's something we don't want. So I'm going to just grab that wire, pull it out, and we want this to be as straight as possible. So I'm going to clip it. And then we will feed it into that feeding tube. And this part can be a little tricky, so some needle nose pliers are always a very useful thing. There we go. So now we'll close that guy up and lock it down. Now here you're going to set the tension on the wire. So the more you tighten this guy down, the tighter this is going to get. And you don't want this thing to be super tight. You want to give it a little bit of slack. So whenever we get this thing done, we got the wire coming out the end, you want to be able to pull the trigger, and you want to be able to stop it with your finger. Some MIG pliers can come in handy for this, so I'm going to take off the nozzle. And then I'm going to take off the tip. So that way we're not going to have any obstructions when we're feeding the wire out. It's kind of hard to read, but it does say 0.80, so this is for the 0.030 wire. So now I'm just going to try to straighten out this cord because I want this to be able to run on a nice straight path, and I'm going to press and hold the trigger. Just want to make sure that nothing's binding up in there. So now we can put our tip back on, and if you want to, you can get the pliers and you can really torque it down. I usually don't. It is not necessary. Okay, so if I obstruct this wire and I pull the trigger, I can hold that back. So we know that our tension is good. So it looks good. Now let's go ahead and get some welding done on it. There we go. That is not bad. We definitely got some solid penetration, and that's not even halfway up on the power, so that thing can definitely weld. So right now I'm a little over 70. I'm about halfway through the dial. So that's what we're looking at. We definitely got penetration on that, so that thing can weld.